A lot of people feel tight when they get up in the morning and they get out of bed, and they don't always understand why. The reason is most likely that their back is extending. It's arching as they sleep. They could be a mouth breather. They could end up sleeping face down. Sleeping on your side is probably choose one side. Sleeping on your side is probably the best position for you to sleep and breathe in. So this is going to be a little morning breathing routine to get you out of that extended tense state and get you started on your day. Now, how you're breathing is very much determined by how your brain is feeling. Okay, so this breathing routine, there's going to be 3 techniques, but what's going to make it better or more effective is the music that you choose. So I chose for this routine, it's a mix of jazz, which I don't like by itself necessarily, but layered on top of the jazz music was this electronic dance music. So a very regular boom, 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 boom beat on top of the unpredictable jazz. So you have 2 competing things going on. You got a basal ganglia in your brain that initiates movement, deep brain structures that are really important for choosing the right way to initiate your movement and for rhythm processing and every other brain function, basically. It picks up on regularity, boom, 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 and it predicts the next beat. That's the basal ganglia. Other parts of the brain, vast networks in the brain, are going to pick up on the irregularness of the jazz. So you got 2 of them, 2 different types of rhythms laying on top of each other, which is going to stimulate a heck of a lot of brain activity. I have over 300 videos on this YouTube channel about the science of postural restoration. If you're not sure how to put it into context, there is a free download on my website, and the link to that is in the description. The first breathing position is going to facilitate thoracic flexion, because if you wake up extended with your back arched on one or both sides, you're tense. So you got to be able to get your back into a state of flexion and breathe. Now here's the first technique. You're going to be on your hands and knees. The big part is that in order for your brain to understand the difference between your right side and your left side, you want to have a little towel underneath your left knee. That is automatically going to position your pelvis back on the left, because we know pelvises on the left like to fall forward into this left AIC pattern as described by the Postural Restoration Institute. Of course, my whole channel is about this. Now, not only that, I want you to sense the heel of your right hand. Heels of the right hand help push you over to your left side. So your brain is going to make that neurological, remember this is brain stuff, that neurological connection between the right arm bringing you over to your left side. And then you just kind of stay in that position and you breathe. But now you're going to show you a video of how I do it. And I'm not timing. So now I'm in the thoracic expansion. Oh, but I'm also I am internally rotating my femurs, my legs, by moving my feet out. And then I point my toes down, so my ankles are in dorsiflexion. That could lengthen the calves. I could also lengthen my quads in this position. I rock back a little bit. And again, I'm slowly breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth. At this point, when I get forward, that's where I start to feel my abdominal activity, my internal obliques, particularly on the left side, because that's what I'm biasing. And then I just hold that position, and again, I breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth, nice and slow. I rock back. Again, I'm not timing the inhalation, exhalation with the moving forward. It's just, I do it when I want to. I'm trying to keep my back up, my back expanding with air. I come forward, I'll feel my abs. I want to make sure my neck is relaxed. If you feel neck tension, it's because you can't let go of your neck. And then you go back again. So you're getting your pelvis moving forward and back over your femurs. You're getting a quad lengthening position. You're getting a calf lengthen, a plantar fascia lengthening position. And that's it. That is all biasing your left side, again, as you're listening to music, and your shoulders are being, your thoracic rib cage is being pushed away. You're going to have serratus anterior activity. It's a great position for learning how to breathe again. All right, so now here I am lying on my side. This is left thoracic abduction. Right dominant humans like to right thoracically abduct. They like to be compressed over on their right side. So what do we have to do? We have to lengthen their right side so they can get onto their left side effectively. And that's what this position is helping. Again, if you know how to do some PRI techniques, these are little micro movements that you have to be able to do effectively. Otherwise, you can't do the techniques. So in this position, my right side is completely lengthened and my left side is shortened. My left shoulder is pushing into the floor, my left hip is pushing into the floor, and my left abdominal wall is coming up off of the towel. This is one of the hardest movements for people to learn in postural restoration, but in the video I can show it, you'll see how I actually do it. So here's the actual video, and you're going to see that my top hip, my right hip, moves away from my right shoulder. As my right hip moves away from my shoulder, my left hip pushes down into the floor and my left abdominal wall comes up. So when you do it, you need to feel your left abdominal wall rise up off of the towel. That's why the towel is there, to give you consciously a sense of your left side rising up off of the towel, which means your left hip is pushed down and your left shoulder is pushed down and your right hand is supporting you. And you just breathe, and you're trying to breathe, expand into that right side of the rib cage. Expand the right side, exhale through the left side. That's important. That's the whole technique, really. And you just lie there and breathe. Feel your left hip and your left shoulder pushing into the floor. Your right hand is pushing into the floor. The only thing that's going up is your left abdominal wall. And that leads you into a left side bending, thoracic abduction position. Now, this is the long-seated position. It's used in postural restoration a lot for people to sense sit bones. It's great for the autonomic nervous system. So I have a towel underneath my right Achilles heel. It elevates my right leg just a little bit, which then puts me more onto my left sit bone, because you want to sense your left sit bone while you're listening to that right-brained activity, that right-brained music, which, of course, right brain, left side of the body. So I'm sitting on my left sit bone. I'm sensing it more than my right. I got music going on. The right hemisphere of my brain is tracking these beats over short periods of time and long periods of time. That's all right hemisphere activity. Because if you're a left hemisphere person, you're an information worker, you sit on a desk all day, you're not moving, you're staring at a computer, that's all left hemisphere overdrive. You got to start your day off with some right hemisphere, left side of the body stuff. So I put the towel underneath my right Achilles. If I put it underneath my right heel, that gives my brain too much sense of my right heel, which I don't want. So, because remember, because of asymmetry, human brains will always sense right heel more than left. So I elevate that right foot just slightly, which puts me more onto my left sit bone. I'm sensing my left sit bone as I breathe, and I think about expanding my right rib cage forward in the front, and my left mid-back back, so I'm expanding front to back. As I'm over on my left side, as I'm listening to music, rhythmic activity, multiple layers of rhythms, that's all right hemisphere activity, and that is a great way to start your day. Now you can do each technique for 3 or 4 sets of 5 breaths. You do it slowly into the nose, get all your air out, pause for 5 seconds, that's important. That was covered in my last video. Pause for 5 seconds before you gently inhale again through your nose.